guess where am I standing? It's the SCG Museum. Of course, when we went to Melbourne, we went to the museum. We are here at the Sydney Cricket Ground and Sydney Cricket Ground Museum. I could have started from the gate, but I wanted to start from the corner, which for me is extremely significant. As someone who has played the game, as someone who has seen the rise of the game and how tough that rise was, this corner gives me mixed feelings. And I'll tell you why. I'm happy that there's a corner which is completely dedicated to women's cricket. What makes me have the other feeling, I'll soon get to it. But first, let us see what do we have. The three pillars of Australian cricket. Alyssa Healy, Rachel Haynes and Ellis Perry. Who does not know Ellis Perry and Alyssa Healy? But Haynes too was at one point, a huge player for Australia. Would have loved to see Meg Lanning, and oops, there she is. One of the most successful Australian captains, one of the most successful captains of the world. Of course, Sydney Sixers, Sydney Thunder, the home to the Sydney ground in WBBL. And here, the picture that actually makes me genuinely sad, and as I said, mixed feeling, because that is a team photo and team autograph of the Australian women's cricket team, which defeated India in the 2005 World Cup. That was Indian women's team's first World Cup under the leadership of Mathali. The team did very well in the semis, defeated the New Zealand team, went to the final. Not surprising that Australia defeated us. Australia has defeated us way too much in World Cup finals. And here is the Women's International Cricketer of the Year 2006-2007 award of Lisa Sthalekar. We now know Lisa Sthalekar because, of course, of the commentary stint, and she is now known as a broadcaster. Many of you have probably not seen her as a player, but let me tell you something, one of the best all-rounders that the world cricket has produced. And guess what? When we were looking at this corner, who did we encounter? None other than the woman himself, Lisa Sthalekar. As you can see in the screen, I did ask Ogni, who was helping me out with the camera, to take some pictures with Lisa, because an absolute legend of the game. From here, I'll take you to another favorite corner of mine. Come. So here we go. And we'll straight up start with the one person that will signify a lot, of defeats that Australia has held out to India. And the other part is, I think this man, Steve Waugh, defines the baggy green and the legacy of baggy green, because he loved the baggy green. He was super proud of wearing it. And this pink handkerchief, I think all of us know the history of this lucky pink handkerchief. And the speciality of this baggy green is this is the last, the baggy green that Steve Waugh was wearing. And right beside him, it's Alex Blackwell's baggy green. And I'll slightly turn my camera, and here you go, Virat Kohli. The man of the moment in many ways, with a bit of controversy, and also this whole six-stump issue part, with Bumrah out, with Rohit sitting out, has been doing a lot of leadership role. And in a test match which has been tight, he's doing well. Slowly, let's walk towards these scorecards. Of course, scorecards in the olden days used to be written by hands. And I will slowly bring my camera up and look. This is Don Bradman's not out 452. Well, here, another brilliant stuff. This is of the first match that was played after independence. And who was the captain? That's a picture of the toss. The captain was Lala Amarnath and Lindsay Hassett. India versus Victoria, MCG 1947. This section is actually a lot about Indian cricket. Do we know him? Of course we do. Does SCG know him? Quite well. The 241, which we hope that Virat in some way can replicate the discipline, The noticing point here is, and that is something that I love about the Australian attitude. They notice the smallest of things. Kohli, great batter, but here he has been specially mentioned as Kohli as captain. Yes, that did make a difference. Right. Some beautiful pictures. You would be thinking, what is the point of these pictures? Because in India, in every gully, nukkar, somebody or the other is playing cricket. And the significance, my friends, is this. Well, these pictures, let me show you the pictures again. These pictures have been taken by none other than the legend Steve Waugh. And then we slowly move on to a pair of boots. What is the significance of these boots? It's Farooq Engineer's 1960s cricket boots. He was one of India's, not even one of, he was India's greatest wicket keeper. Here, a signature of Sachin Tendulkar, a small bat signed by him. And then we move on to Virat Kohli's batting gloves and his signed bat from the fourth test in 2019. Celebrating 100 tests, Australia versus India, SCG, January 2012. From here, let's move on to a set of very, very interesting. As you can see, Ogni is right there inside the frame, but and he's running away out of the frame. He's and rightly so. He's a little mesmerized in this museum, but you would be thinking, what is this? A Don Bradman signed bat? And let's look at the signatures here. Who doesn't know about the 1948 team of Invincibles? There. You can see signature of every single Invincible from the 1948 team. From Don Bradman to another corner. Somebody who, of course, reminds you of the uncertainty of life and the uncertainty of the game of cricket. Philip Joel, who huge. '20th century Australian Test captains. The museum has also got the great Pele's signature, good luck Pele. Be it Sydney, be it Melbourne, you can see the Australians have celebrated sports which are important for them. There you go. As you can see, that corner is for rugby. Some patches, medals, pins here. Australian team of 1926. And I'll show you, and I'll end at a very, very interesting corner. Guess who are these players? This is the New South Wales team of lady cricketers. Well, I started with women's cricket, and I kind of need to end with women's cricket as well. This is 1886. The Sydney Cricket Ground hosted the first recognized women's match in New South Wales, played on March 8, 1886. By the way, that's way before men's cricket started. Women's cricket doesn't get enough credit, but as I said, the first match, March 8, 1886. And who doesn't know March 8, Women's Day? What a day to start women's cricket as well. Keep watching Revsportz for more such Australian diaries, because the Australian series is getting interesting. 2 more innings to decide the entire Border Gavaskar trophy. Let's hope India does well. And till then, keep watching Revsportz, subscribe, and enjoy your Australian diaries.
morning, everybody. My name's Gail. I'm the tours manager at the SCG. Welcome to our museum and the second day of the Sydney Pink Test. You can see Mr. Coley here. Just come through. We have a special section just for our Indian fans. We love having Indian visitors. They're the most passionate of all, and we love having the team down playing in the series. We have a number of amazing scorecards, and you can see a very special one there of Don Bradman's world record, 452. It was a world record. It was a domestic competition, first class, Sheffield Shield, New South Wales against Queensland, 452, not out, not 1-6 in that scorecard. That was a lot of running. And then if we move along here, we can see 1947, India came to Australia, the first time as an independent nation, first time to Australia. Your captain was Lala Amarnath. Our captain was the great Sir Donald Bradman. And it was his last series in Australia domestically as captain of Australia. Walking along here, we can see some calicos, what we refer to as calicos. And these were off the scoreboard that was on the, placed on the hill. It was a scoreboard from 1924 to 1984. And we have Farooq Engineer's name. It was all hand painted, India's first innings. And we have Lala Amarnath's first calico from the very first test match in Australia against India. We have some lovely images here taken by Steve Waugh. It's the Spirit of Cricket of India's book that he did a few years back. Some amazing images we're very proud to have in the museum. And across this way, again, Farooq Engineer's boots. We have a mini bat signed by, you know, Sachin Tendulkar, the great. This is, he says openly that the SCG is his favourite ground outside of his home ground. He has an amazing average here of 157 in test matches. The great Mr. Coley's gloves from our last series, and a mini bat here also signed by him. And then we have a commemorative cap from the 100th test match. There's only 4 grounds that have had 100 test matches or more, and that is the SCG as well. And of course, Don Bradman's home ground. Sydney is his home ground. This is the Don Bradman's last baggy green from the Invincibles series that toured England in 1948, and a couple of his bats there, a great image of him striking the ball. Hope you enjoyed this little mini tour. Come down and see us anytime. You'd be welcome with open arms. Thanks so much.